from work and I saw that there's a new streaming assistant. We're at 9.6 now. So, yay, 9.6 streaming assistant. It's been a long day at work, but seeing that in my Discord was pretty cool. And so it's pretty amazing, I guess. But yeah, so now we got a 9.6 streaming assistant. I'm going to go ahead and do a video later on explaining what the difference is and what if it's like going to be compatible with the new ARC GPU, which is going to be really amazing, and really good. I just figured to do a treat and show like what I look like and who I am. So we're going to go ahead and get that going. Okay, so when I get home from driving 23 kilometers home, I'll make a video on what Stream Assistant is and what the in and outs of what's going on with that. They already have stuff in Bilibili on the videos channel in China about the new streaming assistant. So that's a pretty sick thing and pretty amazing, pretty exciting. Getting that done, hell yeah. So, but I do hope that we do get the new ARC support, because I'm so tired of using virtual desktop, and I do hope that it's a lot better in a lot of ways. Even if it doesn't work, I'm going to test it with with my Intel A770, or not A770, but the 1660 Super. So I still have that computer, so I'll still be testing Streaming Assistant, see what's in and outs of that, just to see, like where that's at, kind of thing. But I'm pretty excited because we've been waiting like 4 months for this, and it's pretty crazy. Oh, hey 3D Man, what's going on? Hey, welcome to the channel. I just figured to change it up a little bit and show my ugly mug over here, and maybe people are kind of curious of what I look like, so I guess I went ahead and done that to show kind of like who I am and stuff a little bit more. So hopefully things get a little bit, better and not dying on the Pico side of things, But long day at work. I'm really tired. I didn't sleep very good. Thank you for. Oh, you retracted it before I could read it. But the stream VR chat for what's new in the streaming assistant, I'm not sure. I have to look. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna check it. I'm just getting home at work. It's at 5 o'clock, and I get 5:15, and I'm just driving home, and I saw that in my on the Discord channel, like, oh wow, there's new things. So I'm deciding to go and check that out, even though I'm tired from work, to give you guys an update, to make sure that things are well for us, and hopefully we can continue on to having better support and not the doom and gloom like I think it is. But usually the last hurrah, a lot of things happen and then it just dies. And man, now I can play and log into my account. Oh, you can play on your account? You got it switched over to global? That's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm hoping things continue on the way it is, but I don't know. Like, it's just so scary when you see a company pull and fire so many people. It's sad to see people get fired. I don't care if they're Chinese people or what. It's really sad that people get fired. I mean, I love my job, and I wouldn't know what to do without my job. Like, my job is really rewarding. It's hard work. It's stressful. Being a boss of a team is really hard because you have to be positive in a lot of ways and take the brunt hit when your team messes up. It kind of sucks. But I do hope that they take away needing streaming assist or Steam VR. I don't know what you guys think. Should a streaming assistant work like it has been, or should it be more like virtual desktop or like Oculus, the Oculus app, where they don't require you to turn on the Steam VR, where it could just connect to the computer and connect directly to the desktop and then get you in? I think it should be more like that, because like ALVR and all those, because it shouldn't have to rely on Steam VR. It should be more go to the desktop and then do that, because having those restrictions and having so much tied into the streaming assistant to having it so particular, like on what you have, is really bad. I mean, especially if you have a card like mine, and the Arc A770 is not a bad card. Like, people are like, oh shit, dude. It's no. Yeah, it should be more like virtual desktop. That way it'll work with Oculus, like the Oculus apps. That way that stuff will like work better. If they want to like make it so they don't have to support as much shit, make it more like virtual desktop, please. I mean, streaming assistant's amazing already. I really appreciate that software more than I appreciate the virtual desktop. But with what I do, they hear so much like feedback from the microphone. So yeah, I don't know if I should do more videos with like showing my face and showing who I am, or if I should continue on the road of just showing the computer, not really showing who I am. I don't know. It's not really about like me, but I don't know if I should make it more personable, like my videos and stuff. I don't know, like if I should do that and become more of a YouTuber or less of a person just fixing crap. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think I should do more videos with my ugly mug on it, or do you think I should like continue on with like doing the videos the way I do it, kind of hiding myself and hiding my identity a little bit more? It's kind of hard because I've been like off of social media for so long that like people haven't seen like pictures of me or my name or anything. Like, holy shit, dude, you're like on your bike and you trust me not to run you over? Dude, you're crazy. All right, but yeah, so virtual desktop. Do you like if you want to a little bit more showing yourself, you should do it. Who is behind the videos? Yeah, I think that's kind of a nice treat. Like we're it kind of gives like, hey, there's a face to the name. This is the guy. Here's the asshole that does things for virtual desktop. What is up, Jay? Welcome to the channel. I'm glad to see you here. Major news with the streaming assistant. I don't know why the community hates streaming assistants so much, when I feel like it's such a great piece of software. And maybe it's just that I really appreciate not having to be forced to sign into software with your username and passwords and shit like that. I feel like when people sit there and rag on like Pico for all this stuff that they've done wrong, though the one thing they've done right is not forcing us to be logged into accounts. Like, I don't know. I don't like having 5 billion passwords to logging into shit, I just want to be able to play my games and not give a fuck. And it's really hard because, like, if you think about it, like, we already give so much information to Facebook and all these other companies and YouTube and all these companies. You give so much of your information. And yet, Pico, everybody that hates them for collecting data here and there, they don't even ask for your fucking name or an account. Like when you're on the Chinese firmware, it doesn't ask for any of that shit. You can just log in, play, or you're not really log in, just turn it on and get past the screen and then just go right into Streaming Assistant and play PCVR. Like, they don't really know who you are. They don't know what is going on. Like, how is that getting into your info? Like, and even if they are getting info, you can kind of think of it like, if they're not requiring that much information, then they're not really looking and fishing for more information than just, reporting back to like what the headset actually does. Like, okay, this headset had this crash. This headset came back with this report to help with the production and improving the headset. I mean, there's so much tracking that needs to be done, but then having no tracking at all, it's kind of bad. Like as far as like improvements go. But I don't even know like if that's gonna be important or not in the future with Pico. With with what I'm thinking is what's happening is it's just gonna go down. Like kind of slowly die. But I just wanted to like put out a video of, hey, this is it's coming up. Things are going to start happening with Streaming Assistant. There might be better PCVR experience for us across the board. I don't know with what with Pico if I should continue on like just supporting Pico, or should I go find another Chinese headset and see if that and start supporting that as well. I do have some money set aside. I don't know if I'm going to go to China or not. So maybe just grab another headset and like start supporting that. Hey, 2RM Games, it's so good to see you. I know you always catch me at the end of like a stream sometimes, but I don't really announce that I'm doing a live stream. I just kind of jump on and do it. But I'm glad to see you here. It's great. We're still not in like winter here. We're still kind of like feels like fall. There's no winter, like there's no snow. I'm in Utah, and so you'd think we'd have snow by now, but it's a good thing because I have to drive 23 kilometers to work and back, and it's quite a distance, but I do love my job. My job is really rewarding. I just love it so much. What I do for work is really amazing, and being able to help elderly people is so cool. Like, yeah, so cool job, cool thing, building devices, awesome. Love it. But like I said, I don't know if I should buy a new headset or just keep waiting for Valve. With the stuff that's going on with Pico, I don't know. It's scary. I mean, yeah, they have Streaming Assistant out today, but could that be just the last hurrah? Do you guys think it's the last version of Streaming Assistant that they're going to have for a while? It took them 4 months. No idea, like, what to think. But hey, 2RM Games, do you think I should continue doing videos with my ugly mug, or do you think I should just keep hiding behind the computer monitor? Yeah, I gotta shave. I ran to work this morning and I didn't even get a chance to shave. Yeah. Right now, you are the Pico of YouTube. You could do videos as well. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I don't want to leave Pico completely. What I want is to bring in another headset that's actually going to have more support, because I feel like my content is kind of drying up. I'm trying to make stuff interesting. I already did a few videos because I felt like Pico. I feel like Pico just doesn't have the ability to attack as much as they used to. They were pulling my channel down. They were like they were pulling down so much stuff. Like it took down my channel. They like my website a few times. And now that I'm at the point I'm at, I don't know if I want a Quest 3. I'd rather just go buy a Quest Pro. I know that sounds weird, but I'd rather have something with face and eye tracking than something like the Quest 3. And I hear that battery life. Oh, my name's Aaron. I don't know if anybody really knows that, but like you can kind of see it when I show my name. Like if I hit the start menu, you guys can see my name and stuff. It's called Renataro. Is that, did I say it right or no? Rentaro. I'm bad with pronouncing names. I'm so American. I slaughter every name that's And I hope that you don't take offense to that, because I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I'm just really bad at pronouncing names. Pinna is better. Yeah. But yeah, here's some scenery of like where I live. You see that? Like just mountains. This is Utah. Isn't that freaking cool? Yeah. It's a beautiful state. It's just a beautiful state. I love where I live. It's such a nice place. Yeah, I think I just need a different headset. I just don't know what I want, and I don't want it like. Should I just get a Vive or something? The Vive's kind of dead, you know. They don't really have anybody that supports it though, and like I just don't want to do what everybody else is doing. Oh, jump on the Quest 3 train. Because like I already have like the Pico, like it's kind of like I have a niche, like I'm in the niche of, okay, I do in Pico, but there's other people who do Pico, but I'm like, I kind of do a lot more of the Pico stuff, like the stuff that's not really talked about, like firmwares and shit. But maybe I should get into the Vive, I don't know. But that's not even a standalone device, so like how much information do you give on the Vive? Like, oh yeah, I connected it to a computer, wow, that's interesting. Not really. I do want something cool, and I kind of still want to stay in VR because VR is kind of cool. But VR, I don't know. I don't know, man. VR is kind of cool. I'm surprised at my service in the middle of driving. I've been sometimes it drops, and I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I should do like a poll of what I should buy and see. But I really am hesitant on the Quest 3 because I don't really trust Facebook with my data or Meta with my data. Jeez, dudes, you guys are like totally stopped. I should have turned self-driving on. It would have been smarter. Live streaming and you're like driving in a car. I should have done I should have just started had it drive itself. Would be a little bit safer, but I am watching what I'm doing. I'm not like driving like an idiot and just looking at my fucking phone, So just so you know, I'm not a crazy person driving driving and not paying attention. I am. Some dude like when I was driving to work this morning, he was like honking at me because I was like looking at my phone for a second on a side road. You're honking at me. I'm on my own fucking side of the road. I'm not gonna hit you, bro. Just because I'm looking at my phone. But like people are crazy here. They like in Utah they can't drive. We're the shit. They don't know how to drive in Utah. So, but they're better drivers than in Idaho, man. When I have property up in Idaho, and like their drivers there are just worse. They're so much worse, and it's I don't know. But yeah, and the spot of where I'm at now, here, let me see if I can like move back. The spot here is where a lot of deer die. This is the deer area. And so like you have to be super, super vigilant because you'll be able to hit a deer and there's a cock. And then but yeah, there's deers that run through here all the time. This is the deer area. This is where you have to be very like careful because you can totally get in an accident. It's kind of cool, but let me switch back to my face. But yeah, isn't Nintendo and Google working on a headset? You could do something when that comes out. Yeah, but when VR is dying in the tech world, I'm not like contradicting you or anything. I'm not trying to do that. It seems like Meta's pulled back a lot of punches. They pulled back a lot of punches. Vive's pulled back a lot of punches. The HTC Vive's pulled back. Pico's pulling back. They're kind of just like, it's kind of like stagnant, And I don't know if Nintendo would want to. I know that the Apple headset's coming out, but I don't really want to buy that. It doesn't look interesting. And I don't own anything in the Pico or in the iPhone ecosystem. I don't own anything. in iPhone. Oh, and what kind of connector connects to our board from our batteries that we use? Because I build fall detectors for work, right? For like elderly people that calls their loved ones and shit. So he calls me, and he has an iPhone. He's one of those iPhone people, and I'm just like an old Android people because I didn't grow up with money, and I don't want to waste it on a piece of shit. I want a decent phone and decent things, right? Because I've had Apple before, and I hated it. So he calls me. I didn't recognize the number because he never called me before, right? It's just some guy who's building shells for us, for us, right? So I was like, so he calls me, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? And so Google asks me, do you want to screen the call? So I was like, yeah, click screen call, please. And so it screens the call, and the Google Assistant's like, please leave your name. You're being screened. And the guy, and he tells me who he is, and I'm like, oh shit, here, I'll pick it up. And he's like, dude, that is so cool. And like, he's like, what kind of service is that? I'm like, it's Android. You don't think it will die? I think standalone will die, but I think PC VR is going to stay alive. I don't think that the power of standalone, the ecosystems that have so the problem I have with, and the reason why I think VR won't die is because of PC VR. Because it's easier for a developer to develop an app for the desktop because it's Windows, right? Like, okay, if you're gonna play video games and VR, you're gonna want it on a nice system with a nice graphics card, right? So of course you're gonna, as a developer, you're gonna build a game that's gonna be great. But if you build it for say a headset, like an Android headset, it's harder to build a device that's going to take that much power because of the power drain and everything else. And then you have those ecosystems. So you have the Quest ecosystem, then you're going to have the iPhone ecosystem, or the Apple ecosystem, then you're going to have the Pico ecosystem. I mean, look at what it's done to the Pico. They didn't even have enough apps to make it standalone to continue to do the software, and pulled the software out, right? The software developer's gone. And so it's like, that's why I don't think the standalone is the thing. And then they're all pulling punches. They're kind of just waiting to see what will happen. I just think it's kind of a wait and see, but I think the focus of VR was wrong. I think the company focus of VR was completely 100% wrong. And you say, why? Well, it wasn't ever about business meetings. It was never about that. People that have a VR, they want to play games, or they want it for entertainment. But they have done zero entertainment. They haven't really done anything in the entertainment industry. And I'm just like, there's so much lost potential of money that they could make. So I was explaining to people, I was saying, look, okay, to go to an MMA fight, it's almost $175 to $300 for a ticket, right? Down there, and you're kind of far away from the fighting, right? You kind of just to go to an event per person, right? And then you have to go to these scalpers sometimes, and you have to get these damn tickets, right? All this money, that you could, or the NFL, here in the United States, big old football games and American football, right? And that's not cheap. Flying out there, getting the plane tickets and flying to these games and doing all that shit. And then concerts, going to concerts. So much lost potential. I mean, if you could get a 3D cameras, right? So much 3D cameras in the world on live events, going in there and paying, people would pay even a third of a ticket price to watch an event in virtual reality if it looked like it was 3D and if you were actually fucking there. So much lost potential. So much lost potential when it comes to VR. And all these companies are yeah, we're using it for business. Oh, we could use it for surgeries. It's not there yet. The latency and all that bullshit, you're not gonna be able to do surgery and VR or mixed reality. You just don't have the bandwidth. or the ecosystem for that. But I just feel like it's lost potential. That's all I feel like. It's just they're gonna have to sit and wait and then figure out what their actual market is. They don't know what the market is. They don't understand the consumer. They don't understand that. They don't know how to sell. They don't know how to sell these headsets. And that's the problem that the VR industry had. All these companies that are manufacturers, the problem they had is they didn't understand the consumer. They didn't understand the product, and they didn't understand what they were selling, and they couldn't sell the vision and couldn't sell the want of VR. People do not want to go into some freaking metaverse and like, look, I don't have any legs, guys, and it's like we sports. They don't want that shit, okay? And so, like, I mean, look at how much money Meta invested in Wii Sports chat. Dude, VR chat is way better than that bullshit, okay? And then they spent all that money to make Wii Sports for Meta. It's ridiculous. It's just, they didn't understand the consumer at all. And so they're like, why are we losing and hemorrhaging so much freaking money? Well, you made Wii Sports for fucking workers, for jobs. People don't want that shit. I'm sorry. It just never made sense. Like, when they could have used it for live events, to watch sports, theaters. Pico touched on it just a hair. They had like Calvin Harris, live concerts. They kind of knew, but I don't know. It just seems off. Anyway, I am home and I'm gonna be back on, and I'll probably just do a live stream of me trying to figure out the streaming assistant, and I'll be on in about an hour. So thank you guys, and I'll catch you guys in a little bit. And thank you for catching the stream. You guys have a good one.